let's talk about school. We all hate it, right? But imagine if your school wasn't just boring. Imagine if your school was designed to train you for a life of military service, espionage, and assassination. But instead of teaching you how to survive a knife fight, they taught you basic algebra and how to fold paper flowers? Well, welcome to the Ninja Academy of the Hidden Leaf Village. On paper, this place looks great. It's got a nice swing set, it's got Iruka-sensei, who is the nicest guy in the world. It has a cool logo, but if you actually look at the curriculum, the results, and the survival rate of its graduates, we have to face a harsh truth. The Ninja Academy is a scam. It is a taxpayer-funded daycare center that sends 12-year-olds into the meat grinder with absolutely zero preparation for the real world. Think about the very first arc of Naruto. Teen 7 graduates, they are supposedly full-fledged ninja now. They got the headbands, they are legally adults in the eyes of the military state. And yet when they go on their first C-rank mission to the Land of Waves, they are almost immediately slaughtered by the Demon Brothers. If Kakashi hadn't been there, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would have died in episode 6. But why would that happen? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. Because the academy didn't teach them anything useful. They didn't know how to walk on water, they didn't know how to climb trees using chakra, they didn't even know their own chakra natures, they barely knew how to throw a kunai straight. In this video, we are going to expose the Ninja Academy for what it really is, a propaganda machine that churns out cannon fodder. We are going to look at the curriculum that focuses on useless optical illusions, the fact that the valedictorian couldn't fight her way out of a paper bag, and why the ballot test exists solely because the academy teachers are too incompetent. Let's look at the 3 great jutsus that are required to graduate. If you can do these 3 things, the village hands you a weapon and says go fight Zabuza. The transformation jutsu. This one is actually kind of useful for spying, so yeah. The substitution jutsu. It is also very useful, but like mechanics of this one are never really explained. I mean, do you split with the log? I mean, where do the logs come from? Do you have to carry it? I don't really understand that. But anyway, let's go to the next one, the clan jutsu. And I mean, this is the big one. This is the scan of the street. The academy teaches the basic clan jutsu, not the shadow clan jutsu. It creates an image of you that can't attack, can't defend, and disappears if a stiff breeze hits it. In a high-level ninja battle against a sensor type or anyone with a dojutsu, this jutsu is worthless. It is a party trick. Yet this is the graduation requirement. Naruto failed the exam 3 times because he couldn't make a fake and tangible ghost of himself. Then why Rock Lee presumably passed the academy without being able to use ninjutsu at all. These standards are all over the place. And what about the other subjects? We see them learning math, we see them learning history, we see them learning the Wheel of Fire, but we hardly see practical combat drills. When Sasuke fights in part 1, he uses fire style. Did he learn that at the academy? No, his dad taught him. When Shikamaru uses strategy, his dad taught him. When Shino uses bugs, his clan taught him. If you were a civilian kid like Sakura or Minato, I mean before he got famous, and you don't have a secret clan technique, the academy gives you nothing. You graduate knowing how to throw a shuriken at a stationary wooden post. But guess what? Enemies move. The academy curriculum is stuck in the Stone Age. This is the smoking gun of the academy's failure. In the Land of Waves or Teen 7 is preparing to fight Zabuza Momochi and Haku. Kakashi realized that his students are woefully underprepared, so he introduced them to chakra control training. He teaches them how to walk up trees without using their hands. I mean, this is fundamental skill. It is the basis of high-speed movement in Naruto universe. It is the basis of tactical positioning. It teaches you how to regulate your own chakra flow. And Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura had never seen this before. I mean, how? How the fuck is this possible? How do you graduate a class of ninjas without teaching them how to control their own chakra? This is like graduating a class of drivers without teaching them which pedal is the fucking brake. The academy spent years teaching them. What exactly? If they didn't do chakra division training, what were they doing for 6 hours a day for 4 fucking years? Sakura masters it immediately because she has theoretical perfected chakra control, but she didn't know she could do it until Kakashi told her to. That means the academy wasted her potential. They had a prodigy of chakra control sitting in the front row, and they had her memorizing history dates instead of teaching her how to punch through walls or walk on ceilings. If Kakashi hadn't taught them this on the fly, they would have died on that bridge. The academy sent them out to die. Speaking of Sakura, let's use her as a case student. Sakura was the top student. She was the valedictorian. She got perfect scores on the writing task. In the theoretical world of the academy, Sakura Haruno is the perfect ninja. But when part 1 starts, Sakura is a liability. I mean, I'm not saying this to hate on Sakura, she kinda gets strong later, but in part 1, she's objectively useless in combat. She has no special attack, she has low stamina, she even freezes up when killing only intent is directed at her. This proves that the academic grading system is broken. If you can get a 100% score in Ninja school and still be unable to defend yourself against a base level genin, then the school is teaching the wrong things. The academy rewards memorization, not application. They are training bureaucrats, not soldiers. Compare this to the hidden Mist village. The graduation exam, in the dark days was kill your classmate. Now, that is terrible and immoral, but guess what? The survivals were strong. Zabuza was a monster, Kizam was a monster too. Konoha's approach is the opposite. They pass everyone who can fold their hands properly, and then they act surprised when the genin gets slaughtered in the tuning exams. They prioritize teamwork theory over survival reality. Sakura knew all the 25 rules of shinobi conduct, but she didn't know how to dodge a giant sword. I know which skills I'd rather have, but yeah, you know. There is a moment in the series that explicitly confirms the academy is useless, but we often overlook it. When Teen 7 meets Kakashi, he tells Ben the academy graduation exam was just to select candidates who might become genin. The real exam starts now. He then reveals that he has a 100% failure rate. He fails every single team he gets. He sends Ben back to the academy. Think about the logistics of this for a little while. The academy spends years training this kid, paying teachers, maintaining the building, buying supplies. Then they graduated a class of, say, I don't know, 27 students, like 19, and Kakashi and the other journeying then look at these graduates and say, yeah, 2/3 of you are trash, go home. That is a colossal waste of resource. If the journeying are failing 66% of the graduates immediately, that means the academy is failing to produce the product it is designed to produce. Imagine a car factory where 66% of the cars fail inspection the moment they roll off the line. You would fire the factory manager. The belt test exists because the journeying know the academy doesn't teach the one thing that actually matters: teamwork and self-sacrifice. The academy pits students against each other in sparing matches to get grades, promoting individualism, and then the journey have to spend day one break that up. It is a systematic inefficiency. So, if they aren't learning how to fight and they aren't learning chakra control, what are they learning there? The answer for this is actually quite simple. It is actually like Indoctrination. The Ninja Academy is less about combat training and more about loyal training. They drill the wheel of fire into the kids' heads, they teach them to love the village, to respect the Rokage, and to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. We see this in the flashbacks. Iruka isn't teaching tactics, he's teaching ethics. He's teaching them to be good people, which is sweet, sure, we all love Iruka, but when you are facing a guy like Lara, who has been killing people since he was 6, being a nice person gets you crushed in the sand coffin. The academy is designed to create loyal pawns, not elite warriors. They want ninja who follow orders, not ninja who think for themselves. That is why they teach history from a Konoha-centric perspective. They gloss over the dark stuff. Do you think they taught the Uchiha massacre in history class? No. Do you think they told the questionable ethics of the second Brokage? No. They create a sanitized version of the world, which leaves the graduates completely mentally unprepared for the trauma of a first kill. Remember how Naruto froze when the Demon Brothers attacked? He was terrified. He had never seen real violence. The academy failed to desensitize them to the job they were signed up for. Now, this here, like, it drives me crazy. In Naruto Shippuden, Kakashi decides to teach Naruto about chakra control transformation. He pulls out the chakra induction paper. Naruto is 16 years old at this point. He has saved the village, he has fought a tailed beast, he has even fought against Orochimaru. And he asks, what is chakra nature? He doesn't know. He has no idea that chakra has elements. How is this possible? How does the academy not test every single student for the element on day one? Knowing your element changes how you fight. If you are a wind type, you should be learning mid-range combat. If you are a fire type, you should be learning, I don't know, the fireball jutsu. Instead, the academy uses a one-size-fits-all curriculum. They teach everyone the same basic taijutsu and the same basic shuriken jutsu. It's like teaching a fish to climb a fucking tree. If they had tested Naruto at age 8, realized he had wind style, and taught him basic wind manipulation, maybe he would have been a genius, but they suppressed his potential by forcing him into a standard mold. And it's not just Naruto. Most genin we see in the tuning exams rely on clan jutsu or half physical stats. Very few of them use elemental jutsu. Why? Because the academy doesn't teach it. You have to wait until you're journeying to learn the cool stuff. That's backward. You should learn your tools before you go to war. Another massive gap in the curriculum is like the genjutsu. The academy teaches you, well, basically nothing about it. They tell you Kai, you stop your chakra flow and hope for the best, but that's about it. We see countless genin and either tuning gets absolutely wrecked by basic genjutsu. Sakura is the only one who seems to have a natural resistance to it, but even she doesn't use genjutsu offensively in part 1. If you aren't an Uchiha or a specialist like Kurenai, you are basically defenseless against mental attacks. Why doesn't the academy have a mental resistance class? Why doesn't it have teachers casting low-level illusions on the kids all day so they kinda get used to break even? We don't know that, because it would make too much sense, I guess. Instead, they send these kids into the Forest of Death, where they are giant snakes and illusion casting ninjas, and say good luck. Now, we are too focused on the main characters, the rooks of the year. But what about the other kids? The academy graduates dozens of students every year. We only know about like the top 9 of them, Team 7, 8, and I don't know, Team 10. But what happens to the rest? They join the Gaining Corps, the nameless fodder, the guys who wear the vest but have no lines. The academy is essentially a factory of these disposable soldiers. They are given just enough training to follow orders and throw a kunai, but not enough training to survive a real S-rank threat. They are designed to be numbers. When you see the 4th grade ninja war, look at the casualties. Thousands of generic ninjas die instantly to Madara or the Ten Tails. Those are the academy graduates. They are the result of a system that prioritizes quantity over quality. If the academy was actually good, every ninja would be at least somewhat competent, but the gap between the named character who usually had private training from a parent or a sensei and a generic academy grad is the size of the fucking Grand Canyon. This proves the institution itself adds very little value to your power. The strong kids are strong because of their genetics or their clans. The weak kids stay weak because the academy doesn't elevate them. Now we have to address the elephant in the room, Mizuki. Mizuki was an academy structure. He was also a traitor who tricked Naruto into stealing the Forbidden Scroll. But think about the implication here. One of the main teachers at the academy was actively sabotaging a student, and not just any student, the Jinchuriki, the villager's nuclear weapon. The academy failed Naruto specifically. They knew he had massive chakra reserves because of the fox and being an Uzumaki, but they kept trying to force him to the delicate clan jutsu, which requires fine control. They set him up to fail. A good educational system adapts to the student. If a student has the ocean's worth of chakra, you don't teach him to feel a fucking thimble. You teach him to make a fucking Tsunami. But the academy cheats mostly hate Naruto or were just too rigid to change their method. If Naruto had not stolen that scroll and learned the Shadow Clan Jutsu by himself in 2 hours, he would have failed. Now think about that. Naruto learned more in 2 hours of self-study in the woods than he learned in 6 years at the academy. That is just ultimate condemnation of the school system. Now let's take a look at the flashbacks of Kakashi and Itachi. Kakashi graduated at age 5, Itachi graduated at age 7, but how? Did they sit through 6 years of history classes? No, they were fast-tracked. The system admits that if you're actually talented, the academy is a waste of time. They put the smart kids out as fast as possible because we know the classroom's laws went down. If the academy was a valuable place for training, Itachi would have stayed there to refine his skills. But he didn't. He left. This implies that the academy is only for the average or below average ninja. It is a holding pain to keep the kids busy until they are old enough to hold a sword. It is basically a waiting room. You sit there, you play on the swings, you look at Sasuke, you fail a test, and then eventually they kick you out and tell you to go die for the village. So, is the Ninja Academy a scam? Yeah, it is. It fails to teach chakra control, it fails to teach elemental nature, it fails to teach practical combat survival, it fails to identify special talents, it fucks on useless jutsu. The only reason Konoha is strong is because of the clans and the joining senseis. The academy takes credit for their success, but it contributes almost nothing. If you agree that Naruto deserved a refund of his tuition, read the like. If you think learning math is important for a ninja, explain to me why. I'm pretty sure Rasengan doesn't require a long division. Subscribe for more runs about Konoha's terrible infrastructure, and I will see you in the next one.